I was on mute. Hey, it's Shawn Ziem, the Webtalk. Um, Jesus, I'm having some problems today with this mute button. So I'm going to restart. It's Shawn Ziem. I am your host for the Webtalk Legends Podcast. I am excited. I love technology, but you have those hiccups here and there. And hey, we keep going. We keep making that happen. But we are having these podcast guests bring in value. You learn from them, you take some gems, you utilize it, and you apply it in your daily life. We just want you to sit back, enjoy. If you're watching us live, hashtag live in the comments, hashtag replay on the replay. Drop a comment where you're watching from as well. And also, don't forget, hit the like button and hit that share button. And if you forgot, please subscribe to our Web Talk Legends podcast, our YouTube channel. So let me bring on my guest, a good friend of mine, JonErik Santana. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you taking some time out of today to share some value with everyone in Web Talk.
Not a problem, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this platform, this opportunity to be able to speak with you yet again. It's always valuable. We're always bouncing ideas off of each other back and forth, and it's always a good time.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We've known each other for a long time. I want you to share with those that are watching who you are and what you do.
All right. So my name is JonErik Santana. First and foremost, I'm a husband. I'm a father. Um, I am a entrepreneur. I'm an individual that's active in the church that I attend. So at the end of the day, I have a servant's heart in any way, shape, or form I can help. I'm here to help. Uh, I am the president and owner of Above Average Joe Services, which is a commercial and residential cleaning company. That is the baby, right? That's the birth child of necessity, and now we're looking into venturing into other avenues of cleaning and other things, among other things. So I don't
No,
want to
it's
give too much.
fantastic. Hey, it's to be determined or to be found out in the near future.
Yeah,
And no, you are. I like the energy. You have a great energy. That's why we resonate. We work well together when we collaborate, and it's important because the passion for those that are watching. If you know when someone's talking, you can feel the passion in what they're gonna discuss and
yeah,
what they like and what they are enjoying with their family, with their religion, with their business. So it's nice that it exudes from you. So it's an awesome thing. I want to shout out Really Happened is watching from Morocco. Thanks for joining us. Rising entrepreneur Scott Gerard, the CEO of Web Talk Legends, is watching. Thanks for tuning in, Scott. And we're gonna get after it. We're gonna have some fun. I haven't seen you in a while. This
yeah,
COVID has been a real big time damper as far as seeing each other. We used to
yeah.
have these events, we used to meet up, and it's been different. How has it affected you, man?
So personally, it's forced me to, I guess, focus, right? To focus on what's important and what's not, right? There's a lot of things that we tend to pay attention to. There's a lot of things that we end up focusing on that are not really um, like indicative to what we should be doing, or they don't have a direct impact on where we should be going, right? So a lot of times, this is what I've been saying lately, is when you're not educating, you're entertaining. Or if whatever you're entertaining, you're technically not educating, unless you have like that very, very fine line where you have somebody that's entertaining and educating at the same time, which that's few and far in between. um, so I found myself in the peak of this whole pandemic, um, kind of like at a crossroads. There was certain things that the company shifted a little bit. I had at the peak of business, I had about 7 to 8 employees, which was bigger than what I had anticipated in the short period of time that I was doing business.
Mm-hmm.
We grew from about 12 houses to about 50 something houses in a very short period of time. So we were uptrending, right? We were growing, we were networking, we were doing a lot of things with Shawn, you yourself, and these mixers that we were having, right?
Yep.
Which were awesome. The connection machine was connecting people, as it does often. I was a part of Matt Marinoff's event, his short sale boot camp, which was awesome. I got invited there to
Yep.
just be a bystander, and I ended up networking with a bunch of people. It catapulted my business into a place where I said, I don't know why I'm in this room or what I'm doing here, but the fact remains that I'm here. So I didn't. Nobody. I don't think anybody saw what was going to happen. And when it came down to a screeching halt, there were several things that transpired, and the business kind of slowed down. And unfortunately, my my vision wasn't. It was more short sighted than long term. So I wasn't able to prepare myself for everything that happened. So we kind of slowed down, and I ended up. This is interesting. I ended up not really closing the doors, but we stopped doing so much business. And we had a few clients that kept us on, but they were very iffy because, again, it's a house cleaning business, right? So,
Mhm.
pandemic, nobody wants you in their house. It doesn't matter how good of a friend, how close of a family member. It's like, listen, you stay over there, and I stay over here. Um, but I thank God for the people that had their trust and their confidence in us. So we pretty much had to decide. And I being a father of two, or a father of one at the time, my youngest daughter, was born during pandemic. She was born June 19th, 2020, right? 2019, 2020,
Hmm.
2020. She's about to be 2 years old. Jesus, how time flies.
It is nuts.
Yeah. So she was born, and I found myself back at square one again. I said I had gotten a full-time job. I was working during pandemic, which was great for another business. And it's interesting because it literally was full circle, Shawn. I before I joined the entrepreneur wave, right? Because that's how I classify it, as everybody wants to be their own boss.
Yep.
um, Before I joined that wave, I was working at a full time, position, and I was in the wireless contracting industry. So we were building cell sites. Then got the idea when my wife was pregnant to start the business, Above Average Joe's, and we did, as a supplementary income. And I didn't at the time see where it was going to go. I thought it was just going to be, something little contract here, a little cleaning there, and then that's what it was. But before long, the side business became all I could see, and my career, which was a salaried position at a pretty well established company, started becoming the background. So now I'm dreaming, I'm seeing, I'm envisioning, and I start writing things down, and I'm like, we're going to be employing 2 to 3 people. We're going to have a van. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to help people pay their rent, because that's a part of my heart, right? I want to help people. Um, and we haven't even spoken about the stuff that transpired when Above Average Joe's was at its kind of peak. But then, yeah, so then I got laid off, which we talked about, right? I got laid off from
Hmm.
my job, and they canceled my cleaning contract. My business was started by my job that I had. They were the first contract that I got. They told me, John, if you become a legitimate business, we'll give you a cleaning contract. You can clean here, and you're good to go. So that was the side hustle. The side hustle became the main hustle when I had no choice but to decide what I was going to do. So I had just renewed the insurance on the business, and I started the year of 2018 with no business. I had a name, I had insurance, I had no business, I had no clients. And I'm rather tenacious and I'm resilient. So I made the decision as best as I could. I said, you know what, balls to the wall, man. We're gonna Google. We're gonna figure out how we could start getting clients, and we started growing, and then we started growing, and then we started taking people on. And at one point, I had quite a few jobs. I had a restaurant in Clifton that we were cleaning. I had friends and family that were working with us. Um, it's not a moment to brag, but it's a noble moment that I was able to. One of my friends had lost his job. I didn't know. He was there working with me, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? He had just bought a house, and he says, oh, you didn't know I lost my job. I was like, what? So we put
Mm.
him on. We helped pay his mortgage, because aside from him getting paid for the jobs, I felt it in my heart to just help him. And that's what you do, right? When you have it, you help somebody else get the leg up, because you
Yes.
never know when the situations can flip. So another one of our friends from church, her mom had lost her husband, and he was the breadwinner. Because of Above Average Joe's, she had told us straight to our face. She said, I asked her, I said, why are you working here? And she said, I was praying and I asked God to give me a job, and you were the one. I said, that's funny because I was praying. I said, I don't want to go doing ads for a job, like for employees. I don't want to look for employees. I just want the people to come. And whoever God sends to me, that's who's gonna be working for us. Because I have a tendency, as we all, will choose what looks good, but not necessarily is good.
Shiny objects.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that was an organic thing. I attribute that to the God that I serve, which is God Almighty, and he just aligned people. And the daughter came up to me one day in church, and she said, "I got my mom back." I said, "How so?" She's like, "My mom didn't really speak for like a month and a half, 2 months when my father died,
Amazing.
and working with you has kind of occupied her mind and has given her like a reason to get up in the morning." And I'm like, "This is just a simple company, man. Like that's some heavy hitter
Mm,
stuff. Like I'm over here thinking like I'm just helping somebody out, giving them a job, and I gave her a purpose at one point, and
yes. Yes. The
so
purpose is what people want, really. It's not all about making all the money. It's getting that purpose and having them get up every single day for something.
yeah,
And, I saw this guy with Gary Vee recently. Gary Vee had a video, and it was a guy, he was a janitor cleaning an area. And he goes, Gary, I want to thank you. He goes, why? I've been doing my 9 to 5. A lot of people watching right now have a 9 to 5. I'm a teacher, but I also have my job, my businesses too.
hmm
And he was cleaning, and he's like, thank you. I have a side hustle. I'm going to do I'm going to keep doing my side hustle so that it becomes my career.
hmm
I'm going to put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, but I'm going to use my 9 to 5 to really blossom that side hustle. And
yeah,
that's the entrepreneurial thing. It's not always just get rid of that job. Sometimes people work even more hours.
yeah.
People complain, oh, you still have the 9 to 5. Yeah, but I also have my side hustle, and that opens up doors for other things.
Exactly. Like it's not the main, like, so that's the thing is that I was never looking for abandoning ship or jumping from one thing to the next. I'm kind of weary when it comes to that. In my youth, I was a little bit more rambunctious. I would be very quick off the trigger and just like, you know what, I'm done. And I was always the type of guy that I would give up and I would never show up to that job again. Like they basically what I would say, like, oh, my 2 weeks would be in 2 weeks, you'll notice that I haven't been here for 2 weeks. Like that was my thing, right? I never really believed in actually um, closing doors properly before opening another one. I burnt bridges without knowing how to swim.
Mm.
That's that right there, right? Don't burn bridges unless you know how to swim, because you will fall into the water and you will drown. So at the end of the day, you never know when you have to cross back over again. So that's the kind of the mindset, right? I was doing business, I was growing, everything was great, and then now I find myself back at square one again. I have a baby on the way. Same scenario, man.
Oh, right now, okay,
No,
yeah.
not right now. I'm saying in the story.
You're scaring her now.
No, exactly. Don't let my wife hear that. So like I had a baby on the way. Um, Now I have no job, right? Business is kind of starting up again, and I had to get a full time job. So I got a full time job, and once again, I felt like a tug on my heart. I was like, why did you let go of something that you didn't necessarily you didn't gain it like you were given it? And I've told you, like, I felt like Above Average Joe's was very organic. I believe that it was a blessing from God. I wasn't really looking for it. It just happened. So now I'm getting this conviction in my heart that's saying, why are you getting rid of, or why did you stop something that I never told you could stop? Right. And I attribute everything that Above Average Joe's is, was, and will be to God once again. And so it was very interesting because I was like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have employees. I don't have the job. Like I'm basically back at zero. I have all these things that have happened, no clients. What am I supposed to do? I have a job that because I have to provide, and I felt just this urgency is like dedicated back to me. So I was like, dedicated back. All right. So I started praying heavy, man, because in the pandemic I kind of lost my way a little bit, reverted to some old habits and mindsets. But then something snapped. And when that snap happened, I was just like, wait a second, how am I here? What am I doing? This is not me. And I kind of got refocused, laser focused again. And I said, you know what? We got to grow. We got to show the growth that has taken place throughout my life. and we started going at it again. And as I dedicated it back to God, I started seeing people finding us on social media again. People started hitting us up saying, "Hey, are you a cleaning company? I need this, I need that." All of a sudden, it was like it was a pause that I didn't hit, right? The world hit.
Yep.
But now the pause was hit to play, and now all of a sudden people are, and I'm like, I have a full-time job again now. Like, how am I supposed to, like, no, I can't do both. And, but this time I know what to do and what not to do. I learned a lot, right? And like I said at the beginning of this, I learned what to focus on and what not to focus on. Before, I was the guy that did everything. I was killing myself, Shawn. I was working so much.
That's what a lot of people have. They have to look in and they have to reflect and they have to see what's affecting them and also what's around them. So a lot of people want to make a lot of money. They also want to have, that freedom, but it also sometimes family gets jeopardized. You're not going to be around for your kids. Like
Mhm.
I had a daughter, another daughter. I'm a girl dad. That's all girls I have. So I had one born on November 4th of 2020 during the pandemic as well. And it's something that I want to see them more. That's my goal. So I work my ass off so I could spend time. And I put this away. I take my phone. My wife just went dress shopping with her cousin because she's getting married. She was away for a couple hours. I said, "Go have fun."
Mhm.
I got them. I got two of them. My oldest is living with her mother, but it's so fun. I have a 3 and a 1-year-old, and it's just being in the moment.
Yeah.
But also, yes, you had time to reflect, and you know how to get to here. You did it. So now, all right, you're starting back over. That's fine. You just get back on the track again and keep plugging, and you start using social media even more. Like we started doing video.
Yeah.
And how powerful was video when you first started doing that?
Oh, dude, it was so. I have to, and I attributed a lot of my traction to you because when I met you, it was like, oh, this is what, and you were figuring it out, right? You didn't have it figured out; you were figuring it out.
Yep.
And I have to give you so much props, man, because whatever you had, you shared, and you shared it freely. And there's a lot of people that don't do that. They don't
Right.
really give up what they had to search for. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I had to search for it, I'll give you a kind of direction, and I'll let you loose, but I'm not going to tell you exactly where it is, right? And that's the thing. I get that mindset in business, but it's not for everybody. Some people just don't care about, like, listen, there's people that monetize everything.
Mhm.
They're selling their time, they're selling their books, they're selling their ebooks, they're selling their knowledge and all that stuff. That's good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only way. There are still people out here in this world, right? And even on this platform that are saying, yeah, I make a living off of selling what I know, but sometimes I give, just
Yes.
giving, right? And that's the thing, is that I know people that monetize the formulas that you were giving for free. Like, hey, do this, do that. When you see this, do this.
Oh, we lost you. We lost you whenever you hit. You muted yourself. When he's getting his setup, it's important with video. When I first started, it was something that, yes, not a lot of people were using video. No one knew how to use it properly. It was something that many people were scared. They had a fear. What happens if I say the wrong thing? We're human beings, guys. So saying the wrong thing can happen. It happens to everybody in any situation. But it's just putting yourself out there. People understand that you are a human being. You are one that is able to, transform lives because you're connecting. Let me just switch this over here as he's coming back. You're connecting with other individuals on a platform that now they're going to know, like, and trust you. So the more that you put out there for free about anything that people are using, and I know he's just jumping back in, it's important to be consistent with your message when you are doing it. So I did it as much as I could. Didn't know where I was going to where I was going to end up. My wife is like, why are you doing this? And I knew it was an area in the insurance industry nobody was doing, and still doesn't do as much as I do, but it's all about being consistent. And JonErik said something about this shiny objects. And I know Scott Gerard, CEO of Webtalk Legends, is on, and he's always talking about people jump. He's into affiliate and network marketing, and a lot of people jump from different things and new products, new services, and everyone jumps instead of staying with the one thing you're really good at and possibly entertaining the new stuff, but really focus on that main one. Everything else is going to get great. So that's what I've started doing. Is I know, and what I've done is you create your brand. Companies, I can go anywhere and I can work because I have the brand that will follow me where I'm going. So that's important. So I'm glad you're back with us, John.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but apparently there's somebody that doesn't want you to give the stuff away for free. So yeah, in a time where everybody's monetizing everything, which is great, right? I'm not knocking business. I'm not knocking business-minded people or determined people, but sometimes it is good to give, right? And to be able to sow into other people and just watch the tools that you've acquired over the course of the years of doing this. You just give it to somebody else and you just give them like a head start, right? Not everybody gets the head start. Not everybody deserves a head start. Some people that get the head start don't really appreciate it. And so you have to really be mindful of who you're giving these leg ups to, right? Certain people will take it and they'll squander it. They won't do anything with it. Then there's other people that are like, dude, I really needed a break and you gave me a break and I'm off. There's a lot of people that think, well, put your money where your mouth is, right? Put your money where your mouth. If I'm gonna give you the tools of the trade, right? And how many of us have seen this on YouTube? If I'm gonna give you the tools of the trade, all you gotta do is subscribe, like, and listen. Buy my book, right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna give you everything that you need. And I promise you, look, if you don't want to invest, if you do not want to invest in yourself first, then you're never gonna be successful. I'll tell you that right now. So what's $500 to you right now? And it's like, dude, I really don't. So if you don't have it, borrow it, right? Because at the end, so mind you, that person. Again, I'm not knocking anybody. It works for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody because that one person that really wishes that they had the resource doesn't have the resource. But if you gave that to them, dude, you're going to create a ripple effect. That's what I believe, right? You're going to create a ripple effect, a domino effect, and that person's going to give it to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. There's enough money to be made out in the world. There's enough opportunity for everybody. Just opportunity, even though it's for everybody, isn't for everybody, right? Yep. It can be at your fingertips, right? But not everybody is going to take advantage of that. So,
it's when you give value on a consistent basis for free, you're buying brain cells in that individual. So you help them as much as possible. So now they're emotionally connected to you. Mm-hmm. So when they need your service or product, who are they going to remember? Boom, JonErik. Boom, Shawn. Because of what we've given them. So that's how powerful. Some people are like, I'm not giving it away for free. And this is a funny fact here. I work with a lot of real estate agents. They don't want to share any of their secrets. And all the secrets are all things that are already out there. There's no secret. It's just being consistent with whatever the hell you do. So if you're one that door knocks, you might be really good at it because you do it every single day. If I go out trying to do that, I don't like it because I I play games with people that show up on my doorstep, but it's something, whatever works, it will work if you're doing it consistently. But they'll be like, I can't share.
That's the disclaimer for all the Jehovah's Witnesses out there. Do not knock on Shawn's door because he plays games with people.
I will truly play lots of games. Yes. But it's something that you will allow somebody to get ahead, become successful. They'll remember you. So now you have, basically, they are your secret sales force that will be out in the world doing their every day. And then something pops in their mind, insurance or connections or fitness. That's what I've basically trained those that are in my network. Mm-hmm. Just with JonErik, with his business, same thing is happening. You're doing this consistently and things will start falling into place. You're manifesting because you're focusing on your goals.
Yeah. And I'm a full believer, right, in that emotional connection, man. I'm a full on believer that when the last person that did a good, like, everybody that's watching, can you remember, right, the instance where that one person, a random person, or it could be somebody that you know, gave you the help that you needed at a point in time, right? And how did that make you feel? And even going back in the memory of that, how does that make you feel right now, right? Like, honestly, it holds weight. It holds weight that's carried over the course of years. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, and now if that person that helped you needed help, how many of you would say no? How many? That's the biggest thing to me, right? It's like, at the end of the day, there's so many people that don't understand. Like, Shawn's helped me. So if Shawn asked me, dude, I'm there. And it's not because I feel the need to reciprocate the help that he's given. It's just because it's just the right thing to do, right? One hand washes the other, both hands wash the face. And if you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You never know when the tables are going to be flipped. And I have to revert back to, man, this guy believed in me and he sold into me when nobody else did. Like, when I first did our first live with you, that was the first time that I was doing something like that.
Yep.
And it was awesome. And I said, this guy's connected to so many people. But watch this. This guy's connected to so many people, but all these people I don't think are connected to him. And that's the reality, right? And I think that's a shift. You know that personally.
Mm-hmm.
You're connected, or you're connecting so many people. And at the end of the day, you're helping people out, blah, 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 blah. But not everybody that you help out really cares. This is why I said, don't be surprised, right? Don't be surprised that if you're giving out material, not everybody's going to take it and run with it. Some people are just going to take it and thank you, and just put it in their back pocket. There's going to be, but that doesn't mean you change who you are. That doesn't mean that you stop giving, right? You can't allow the misdeeds of somebody else to change who you are. And I hate the term, no good deed goes unpunished. That's bull. That's bull, right? Because I'm just like, you guys are programming negativity. Like, honestly, like, why do we repeat stuff that is not good? Why do we say that? It's so we can program people, hey, don't do anything good. Because when you do things good, when you do good things, bad things happen. So just be selfish, be egotistical, be like, no, continue to do good deeds, continue to help people out. Because at the end of the day, I believe that everything balances out. And I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I don't know how we got here, but this is where we're at right now.
Yep.
Is you don't do good things to get good things. This is just my belief, right? And I understand that there's a lot of mindsets and mind hacks and people that are pushing these ideologies and all that stuff, but I think that intention is everything, right? My intention, if it's a pure intention, is to help you. It's not for you to help me back. I shouldn't even bank on that. I should have the utmost confidence that I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, and I really don't care if anybody sees it, right? This is the interesting thing. If I'm sowing because I'm expecting a return, then I think I'm sowing in vain. Because what happens is that when I don't receive what I'm expecting from you, now I'm disappointed in you. That changes the dynamic of my friendship with you. My relationship with you now changes. Because do whatever you want to do if you are at peace. Yeah. And that's something that I've been saying. Listen, intention is everything. And if you don't feel right about it, don't let anybody try to persuade you. Because there's again, going back to my faith, and I was just explaining this to my grandmother, actually. I was talking to my grandmother, man. And it's awesome because I get to drop gems to my grandma. And she's so much wiser than me. But there's times that I see things from a different perspective. And I told her, I said, listen, don't be surprised if when you're about to do something, the people that are closest to you here don't want to let you go to be able to transition to the next place, right? Because as an employer, my full-time job is I'm a manager of a huge business, right? And so when you have a good worker, you don't want to release them, especially if I got you for a cheap price.
Yep.
Right? Can we talk about that? If I have somebody that's good, I'm not going to release them. So don't give me your goals, dreams, and aspirations, because in this position, I need you here. And I know that if you go on to bigger and better things, I lose a good employee. and it's going to be hard to replace you. So keep your dreams to yourself, stay in your lane, do your job for the cheapest amount of money that's possible, because that's what I got you for, right? Don't ask for a raise. This is the mindset of an actual boss. But the way that I want to do business, this is the business, the way that it runs.
Right.
Big, cheapest labor, get the guy that is just a grunt worker, and we can keep him in the hamster wheel.
Yep.
Curse YouTube and giving people ideas that they can become business owners. Like, how am I going to get cheap labor? But the fact of the matter is it's like, at the end of the day, everybody's going to fall into the place that they're going to fall into, right? There's going to be workers. There's going to be dreamers. There's going to be architects. There's going to be laborers. No position, let me say this. I want to really drop this. No position is more important than the other. I want everybody to understand this. A heart of humility is going to get you farther than a heart of ego.
Yes.
Because I've seen people with all the money in the world, right, that they can buy anything that they want. I have friends that have money, but when I ask them, I'm like, yo, well, how's this? Not happy in certain avenues. So money doesn't make you happy. Having things doesn't make you happy, right? Humility, learning how to understand that this is not I'm at the top. I'm a CEO. I'm a boss. Listen, I live by example, like I said. And Shawn, you said I could talk about faith, so I'm going to talk about faith a little bit. Like, Jesus was a servant, man, right? Jesus served the people that he had following him. That's my example. He's the teacher. He's the big guy. He's the one that everybody's following. But he turns around and says, hey, I need to wash your feet. I need to do something that's a humble position. Are you kidding me? You're not going to do that. And I know people that won't let people at the top do anything because they think that they're going to, if I don't do it for them, then, listen, bro, if the CEO wants to get down and if I want to get down and scrub some toilets, you don't know why I'm doing that. I'm keeping myself humble. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. I can't forget when this was all a dream. And I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D end up in a limousine. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget about my humble beginnings. I can't forget about when I didn't even know that I was going to be anything, So at the end of the day, some CEOs will get off of their pedestal and serve because it keeps them humble and it keeps them hungry. I know people that don't get off of their pedestal ever. So they lose the value of people.
It's very lonely there too.
Yeah. And they lose the value of what it is that they have good workers, people that are actually coming in and making your job a business, right? You're making your business a business rather, At the end of the day, I'm here to serve, man. I'm here to do whatever I can. And that's why you and I connected, because you gave the tools for free and you invested in me and you just opened up your platform. Hey, everybody that doesn't know, and I'm like, I got to just go along with Shawn because I'm a nobody still, but he's acting like I'm a somebody, If
you have something and you give, things happen and opens doors. Look, we're on a call right now and there's people from Australia watching, Morocco, Hungary. I never thought this would ever happen. We're international now. Like, this is how things work. Will we we're going to get business from there? No, but we're dropping. Maybe we could help somebody. Maybe at some point we'll go there. And that's where we have connections now that will help us in the time of need in the future. We could be on here for hours.
Oh, yeah.
I know we could be. And I know your time is limited too. I want you to get back to your family, likewise mine. I want to make sure everyone watching, if you're just tuning in now, wait till this uploads and hit the replay button. Definitely connect with JonErik on Webtalk, on any other of all of his other platforms as well. So if you check out his description, you'll see that as well. And if you need any help, if you have anyone that he can serve, he's there to help and motivate and inspire like I am. And JonErik, I appreciate you coming on today. Thanks so much for your time and all those gems. And we'll do this again soon.
Most definitely. Listen, I just want to tell everybody, don't be scared to dream. All right? But don't stay sleeping. All right? Don't be scared to dream, but make sure that you wake up and you make the dreams a reality. Don't stay sleeping.
I hope you guys heard that and replay it again and again and again. JonErik, you're the man. Everyone, have yourself an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you guys.